All right, and good day to all of our viewers in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and of course in Southwest Missouri as well. I'm Joshua Weisel here with a look at your latest forecast for today. It's going to be warmer in many locations across the area today. Now, it may not be a dramatic warm up. We're not going from 80 to 100, right? But it is going to be a warm up to say the least. Some locations may be warmer by 2 or 3 degrees today, especially in Oklahoma, Southwest Missouri, and Northwest Arkansas. River Valley, it's going to be warm as well. Now, keep in mind, you're not going to feel that big of a difference. It's not going to be a jump in temperatures by 10 degrees or anything along the lines there. It's just that time in the year when the temperatures, they're going to go up, but it doesn't feel like it's any different. It just feels hot, right? So it's going to be another warm afternoon. Take care of yourself, take care of your pets and your family. Make sure you're staying hydrated. We've got all the heat safety tips on weather225.com. Click the weather safety tab and you can find all of our weather information for safety tips for summer, severe weather, all of that. We even have them in Spanish as well to make sure that everyone is safe and informed during any type of hazardous weather. That's a look at what we've got there for this afternoon. There's going to be a chance for some showers and some thunderstorms across the area. Now, the algorithm's having a little bit of a hard time, so we're going to just show you what the Weather Prediction Center has in terms of the rain totals. And this is summarizing it pretty good. Notice there are areas that don't see rain, and then others a couple tenths of an inch, maybe closer to an inch with some of the localized higher amounts. Now, don't take this literally. Don't think that, if you're in Chelsea or Stillwater or Barnesdall that you're not going to see any rain because you're just on the edge of those little green areas, right? All this is going to say is everyone should just be aware that there's going to be an opportunity for some scattered showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm or two. Not everyone's going to see this activity, right? But there will be areas that do see rainfall. And so we just want people who are working outdoors or plan to be outdoors, sporting teams, events, anything like that. If you're going to be outside today, not only stay, cool, make sure you're following the heat safety tips and taking care of yourself, brakes in the AC, all that. Also, take a look at the radar from time to time. There could be some pop-up showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm or two. And so everyone has a pretty fair and equal opportunity. I think Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas has the highest chances overall today, far Northeast Oklahoma as well. But, take this with a grain of salt. It just shows that, rain chances are there, but that doesn't mean that areas that don't see rain on that map are not going to see anything and you're completely clear. That's kind of the moral of the story. Foghorns morning fog outlook for the remainder of the morning outlook for today. Notice it really pulled all of that activity out of our neck of the woods. The ingredients are not that favorable for some fog activity, so good news is for morning commuters, we're not expecting any sort of impact. So huge shout out to Foghorns for sponsoring the channel and this segment. It's an important one, right? Because, everyone wants to make sure that their morning commute is going to go smoothly. And so hopefully, tune in here throughout the week for the latest from the Foghorns Morning Fog Outlook. Support them like they support us. Be sure to, visit their locations and tune into these segments as well. Give them some support. They got locations in Northwest Arkansas. That's a look at what we got going on there. We'll have a look at that extended forecast here coming up. If you like our media and forecast, be sure to support us today on Patreon. You can advertise with us this storm season and throughout the year. Contact us today for availability and pricing. Weather225 since 2015. All right, and welcome back, y'all. Here's a look at what we've got with the drought update. And like I've said before, I know we got some viewers that they tune in and they might be going, well, why is he showing this again, right? We're growing so quickly that I know that we've got a lot of viewers that tune in that are new to the channel. And so I want to make sure that we're covering all of our bases. And there is quite a bit of agriculture in this part of the country. And so across our coverage areas, the drought matters to many of you. So all I can tell you is right now, the drought update, no changes over the last couple of weeks, but coming up over the next 6 to 14 days or so, we're actually highlighted for the potential for what we call a sudden onset drought. Meaning that when we start headed into that warm and dry pattern, it may not last forever, but it may be just enough that the drought starts to build in a little bit quicker in many locations. So with that being said, there could be some areas that the drought increases, fairly notably. And we just want to let you know, hey, we're keeping an eye on that. Stay tuned for the latest update. Now, this is a look at what we had for yesterday evening, just to kind of show you the cloud coverage and everything along the lines there. This is the system that is bringing those rain opportunities over the next couple of days. And notice, overnight it was located over the Kansas City area, and it's really not moving all that quickly. It is going to be making its way further to the south, but it's not going to fully push through our county coverage area based off of the latest forecast indications. But as it makes its way closer to the area, it's gonna bring those rain chances up pretty, notably compared to zero, right? It's not going to be the highest rain chances that we've ever seen, but Southwest Missouri especially, there's going to be that opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. storms. That includes the entirety of the county coverage area, but maybe a little bit more activity southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas over the next couple of days. So as that makes its way further to the south, it'll kind of stall out, and then it will retreat back up to the north based off of what we're looking at here. And that's what's going to bring those rain chances. So this morning, there could be some activity off and on. Maybe southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas, a little bit more scattered this afternoon. Keep in mind, future scan's not that perfect, so take it with a grain of salt. I think we'll have a little bit more activity tomorrow, and then again on Friday, we'll need to keep an eye on. It'll be kind of hit or miss the next next handful of days, not several, because it's only going to be about 2 to 3 day stretch with the rain chances a little bit higher. So keep in mind, future scan not doing a great job overall with kind of those more isolated to scattered events. So keep in mind, rain chances will be here the next couple of days. What also is unfortunate in the forecast is going to be, in addition to the heat, the allergens. You may be noticing that your allergies are pretty bad at the moment, but you're looking at the pollen count and you're going, well, that's odd. Why are my allergies so bad, right? Tree, weed, and grass pollen, low to almost zero. Mold is still pretty high, and that's thanks to the rain and the humidity that we've seen in recent weeks. One of the leading culprits right now actually is what we call the dust and dander, and you might be wondering, well, what does that mean? Well, we're not criticizing your dusting habits at home. We're going to let you know, hey, yeah, no, it's peak summer. So the dust is actually going to be pretty worse. And if you've been cleaning your home off and on the last handful of weeks, you may have noticed the dust is getting a little bit worse. When you start to get into peak summer, the fan's running 24/7. You got the AC that's blowing constantly. It's also warm and humid. There's going to be more of an environment favorable for the indoor dust. And, dust mites, they love the heat. They can thrive a little bit more in it in your home. So a little bit favorable environment for dust mites. The dust is going to stick to surfaces a little bit more thanks to that humidity. There's just a little bit more at play for indoor dust. So that's going to be pretty high the next couple of weeks. Air quality is also at a moderate thanks to some off and on pollutants that we've seen, including some of that smoke from the north and west. Here's a look at what we got with the extended temperature outlook. We got, well above average temperatures still for the next 6 to 14 days. The good news is at least the precipitation looking a little bit more favorable in the normal range, And you can see, we're going to return to the normal range, and southwest Missouri may start to see a little bit slightly above average precipitation with that. So we got that sudden onset drought I've been mentioning. It's going to be a risk over the next couple of weeks, but the good news is maybe not lasting forever with the warm and the dry pattern, because we're going to have some rain chances off and on, and they first arrive over the next couple of days into at least Friday. And then we got some chances for maybe some isolated pop-ups during the weekend as well. Temperatures still going to be warm. It's not going to be as pleasant as it was last weekend, but it's at least not going to be triple digits. We'll give it that. Early next week, going to warm up too. We've got warm and dry weather into next week as it's looking right now. We'll be back into the triple digits by Tuesday for the River Valley. Triple digits possible the next couple of days in the River Valley as well. Before that system gets a little bit closer, we got some rain opportunities that will drop those temperatures to some extent, but it's not going to be, overall as cool as it was last weekend. I tell you, I wish we could keep that weather around. That was an awesome weekend. Unfortunately, it may be a little bit longer of a wait before we get to another forecast like that. But hey, fall's coming up here, just not fast enough. Here's a look at what we got with the forecast for, portions of eastern and northeastern Oklahoma. Rain chance is only around 30%. It's a little bit higher in northwest Arkansas, southwest Missouri, because that's where that system is going to be a little bit closer to. The rain chances continue through at least Friday, and then an opportunity for maybe a couple pop-ups during the weekend. And then, like we said, it'll be a little bit cooler, but we're going to quickly warm back up, as you can see, into early next week. That's a look at what we got there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day.